Hello, my name is Scott, and I'm a builder with an unfinished house. Are you a builder that has an unfinished house, Chris?
Maybe. Well, it depends what you call finished.
Yeah, when you said it's your house finished, I don't even know what that means. Of course it's not finished.
I built this deck here, but I never filled in the sides. This skirting here, still haven't painted it. I need to finish that entire room before we finish this door. So there's a saying, a builder's house is never done. You've probably heard that, I've heard it a million times, but I never thought it would apply to me. Missing weatherboard where the front door used to be. I thought, oh, that'd be for people who don't like doing finishing work. They don't want to do the final details. I love doing finishing work. That won't be a problem. And these exterior walls look terrible. And don't even talk to me about this area. I have a YouTube channel about building. Filming myself building stuff on my own house is literally my job. So there's no way this is going to drag out. This guest room needs skirtings, architrave, timber finishing. I have no idea when I'm going to do all of that. I like the color though. And this entryway is a mess. And since my previous laundry building video, we've got a working tap, but not much else. We should probably do something about that. I mean, look at it. This is the light. A chain. This fence has seen better days. I've been working on my own house for 2.5 years. It's still not done, and I don't know when it will be. This storage is not optimal. Well,
there's areas that are finished and the areas that aren't finished.
The laundry to go, the driveway to go, the staircase to go, the bedrooms to go.
That's all.
Just a few things.
Yeah.
What else?
By the time we finish, we'll start again.
The garden.
Well, it's hard when you're building all day, right?
Yeah, you don't really want to go home and do it
Or when
every
you
night.
change your mind.
Yeah.
Or you change your mind, yes.
Yeah.
That's quite often too.
Maybe you can help me with this video.
Oh, why is that? What do you need to change up the Scottish accent?
Well, okay, the first question is your house done?
Is my house finished?
Yeah.
Not entirely.
So why is a builder's house never finished?
Because if you're a builder, you're working either for yourself or for someone else. The last thing you want to do when you get home or at the weekends is do work the same as you do Monday to Friday. It's like this what they call the busman's holiday.
What's that?
If you're a bus driver, you wouldn't go jump on a plane and go on holiday. You would drive around the country looking at things. And a bus driver doesn't want to do that. It's called a busman's holiday.
So what do they do instead?
I don't know, it's a saying, Scott.
For the last couple of episodes, I've been working on a building site, and it reminds me what it's like coming home and then building on the weekend. It's not easy. You come home tired, then you have to set your tools up for what, maybe an hour's work, maybe a couple hours on the weekend, so you don't end up doing it. And then you feel guilty because it's moving slowly, and then that affects your motivation, so you don't end up doing it at all, and then it becomes this vicious spiral.
I was renovating one house and then also my own house, and that didn't work. It stretched the bathroom project. So I was showering outside all through winter. Yeah, no fun.
Now I assume that none of this would affect me because I've been working on my own house full time with the money that we make from YouTube. The better the videos perform, the more money we get. And the more money we get, the more money we have to spend on the house. And that is why boring, tedious jobs get ignored, because they don't make great videos. And we want to make good performing videos so we can continue the renovation. So while our situation is kind of weird, time still is a factor. Speaking of jobs that get ignored, this carport is a complete mess that I need to clean up. So I'm going to do that right now. Why is your house not done, John?
Well, because we ran out of money and time. But then, yeah, you have to go back to work to make more money and save up more time.
You go to a site and you see everybody doing these cool things and you go, oh, that'd be good at home, eh? And then you get this idea and then it all starts and doesn't finish.
Do you struggle with like motivation when it comes to renovating your own house or just...
Yeah, especially in summer.
Yeah?
I just want to go do other things than work in my house.
But then if I start, you have to finish because you don't like it unfinished. It's quite often the school holidays. I start ripping something off, some walls off or something, and then it has to be done.
Yeah, with 3 kids, it's pretty full on.
Start off with all the money and the motivation and spend it twice as fast as you would have liked, and then you're just stuck.
Well, I just think that for builders it's never finished. The whole day you're looking at unfinished things.
Yeah.
Because you're working on it, right?
Yeah.
And as soon as you are done, then the plaster and the painter come in. So you actually don't really see the houses you work on finished anyway. We're just used to seeing things unfinished, and then also in your own home, right? We're fine with it. Our partners are the ones that really struggle.
So this carport was pretty much mostly filled with insulation because we live in Nelson, and if you want to get Terralana insulation in Nelson, you have to order at least 50 square meters. And we're doing like 10 square meter jobs at a time. So we've got piles everywhere.
Then again, if we were still in Auckland, we probably never would have bought a house. So, you know.
Swings and roundabouts.
Pros and cons.
Three square meters of rubbish.
I don't even know what we threw out.
Neither. I finished this big window here in the living room ages ago, like months ago. But because it wasn't urgent, I didn't finish this tiny little timber trim underneath the windowsill. Jess and I are going up to Auckland, and our friends are coming around to paint the windows for us. So now I'm rushing around urgently, trying to finish this little timber window trim that I should have finished when I finished the window. This little piece here is for finishing the end. Rather than having the timber finish on a funny cut like that, with a hollow in the back, you cut this little piece and you put it there. Auckland. There's Jess. Looks magical, right? But what isn't clear in this video is that she's trying to wash dog shit from her shoes. All gone?
Yeah, this is like this is more what you do when you have a rental, right? Or I'm gonna sell, so let's make it as bland as possible.
Real estate grey.
Yeah, exactly.
So we went up to Auckland, spent some time with family, and while we were away, our good friends Jess and Glenn came here and painted our house. They did all the prep work on the outside here and put the first top coat of this lovely green. What do you think of the green? Perfect. What was that, Ray?
I can't believe that you still didn't put that piece of cladding on.
Yeah.
So now you had your painter mate come through, paint the front of the house, and with a bloody gap in your wall. Honestly, Scott, I cut that piece months ago. It's just laying there.
That's true.
Is this one of those mundane tasks that you're waiting to complete?
It is, it is.
Yeah.
Do you have one of those at your house?
No.
Everything's done?
Yeah, man.
Flawless.
It's just ridiculous.
So Dulux Paint, I'll put the code right there. Also, they painted these windows in here. A lot of work painting these windows, but it makes such a difference.
It's so nice. Some people said don't paint the windows because they were timber, but you couldn't see it was like really cheap pine.
It wasn't very good.
It didn't actually look very nice.
And it wasn't even consistent either. It was like there was a bit of mahogany in there, and yeah, a lot of nails.
Way better.
Oh yeah.
It's so fresh, and with the splashback, I mean, this kitchen is done. There actually is something in this house that's finished. The kitchen. The beautiful kitchen. Hey, little guy.
Saved.
They're cool, those little blue ladybugs. They're my favourite.
How do you feel about the green?
I love it. It looks so much nicer than this vomit beige that we had before. Now this like fresh minty green. I really struggle to visualize things that aren't right in front of me, so it's so nice to have this old ugly color right next to the new fresh color. And actually, today's sponsor is very good for visualizing and planning, and that's Milanote. Milanote is a tool for organizing your creative projects and the sponsor of today's video. I often struggle to visualize how the renovation is going to look, and so Milanote has helped me keep tabs on the progress and get a good idea of how it's going to feel. So this is our main renovation board. We've created several subboards for the house. For example, our mood board for the kitchen project, which is almost finished. When we were deciding on the look and feel of our new kitchen, we decided we quite liked the ideas in the old kitchen, just not the execution. We also wanted a simple splashback, an oven tower, and we decided on a strutted window to open out to the deck. In Milanote, we were able to pull together images for inspiration, like colour palettes, textures, and materials, so that we would understand how the project would actually look. You can add to-do notes, lists, colour swatches, and arrows to different elements. For example, this window here. You can add product links, which is really handy as sourcing materials was one of the hardest parts of this project. We spent weeks going through hardware websites trying to find handles that we liked and that were actually available in New Zealand. I've also started a board for our bathroom, so when we are ready to start that project, we know exactly what we want. And I have a board for my garden. Milanote has over 100 built-in templates available for every type of creative project. I used their renovation project plan template for our main board. I really like the Milanote clipper tool. If you find an image or product that you love, you can simply clip it to any of your Milanote boards from wherever you are, and then you sort it back on your board. It's like a giant digital pin board, scrapbook, team space, all in one. You can invite your colleagues and clients to gather important feedback and collaborate with them in real time. I shared this board with Scott so that he could give his feedback on a table I want him to build. Renovations are a marathon, not a sprint, and having all of the project info in one place is a huge help. Milanote is also completely free and has no time limit. So if you have a project, creative endeavor, or maybe never-ending renovation and you want to give Milanote a go, sign up for free with the link in the description below. Thank you so much to Milanote for sponsoring this video.
Oh man. I need to do this. I need to have a look at what's underneath. Good.
Don't look too closely.
So no, very tidy, nice. You put some love on the underneath because sometimes you look at under the tables and then like.
A lot of people don't know that course that I did at the Centre for Fine Woodworking, that was arranged by Gaston. He's the reason I got to do that course.
Put the two sides in contact, that was it.
Why is a builder's house never done?
A builder's house is never done.
Is your house done?
No.
Will it ever be done?
Yes, but I mean, it's always you just do things for other people or somewhere else and more than actually for myself. And I got a huge list. I mean, my house was built in 1887, so imagine. I was actually yesterday in the roof, sorting out there was a small leak. and picking up all the dead rats and the mouse.
Oh my god.
Oh man, it was awful. That was awful. But no, it was, it's always something to do. It's just the list never ends.
I never fixed this gutter. Holy moly.
Look at this, your gutter.
Cost. As a builder, you don't want to pay another builder to do something that you should be doing yourself. I bit the bullet and I did that. I got Ray to help us with our renovation a couple of days a week here and there over the last couple of years. And we finally got to a position where we can't do that anymore either. Now in New Zealand, the cost of building a house has gone up 40% since 2019. When we were considering buying a house, we knew we'd most likely be renovating whatever house we buy. So that was factored into the budget. Can you put in how much we've spent so far?
not just say $180,000? I've become numb to it.
That's how much we've spent on our house so far.
So when we bought the house, we knew we'd be renovating. So we projected a budget, and that took into account that our builder would be free. But the thing is, the material prices have gone up so much, it's actually eaten into
The savings.
that free savings. So now by the 2021 standards, we haven't actually saved any money.
180 grand on materials, mostly. Bit of Ray here and there.
A little sprinkling of Ray.
A sprinkling of Ray. Electrician, plumber. We got free paint, we got free glass. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and honestly, we haven't done anything that extreme.
Yeah.
Like, if making your house warm is extreme, I mean, that's a bigger problem. The re-jibbing with the insulation, the big beam, sure, and even the kitchen, as nice as it is, and the cost of it compared to like a pre-made Mitre 10 one.
That kitchen alone was 22, I think.
I think it was about 27 when we were done. And if we'd got that done by a kitchen company, I don't believe it would have been any cheaper. I think 180k and it's not done is insane.
And even getting materials has been tricky at times. Do you remember the plasterboard shortage? We just couldn't get plasterboard for a while there. We eventually did get plasterboard through a friend of a friend. I had to go to this factory, fill up a trailer, and then I backed it up into the garage here and I all loaded it in here and then I covered it with sheets because I was scared people were going to steal it.
We didn't tell anyone. It felt like a dodgy drug deal.
I really did. This is ridiculous.
We have been funding the renovation for the last 2 years with the money that we've earned from YouTube. However, at the beginning of this year, suddenly the cost of the renovation started to far exceed what we were earning. And that's kind of when we went, ooh, okay, I think we need to stop. If we keep going, we're going to take on debt and then we can't do anything else. And to be honest, we want to do some travel. We'd like to go to Japan. And between do some travel or go into debt for a new toilet, yeah, I picked Japan.
Maybe we'll get a Japanese toilet.
You know, that is to say that we've been really lucky we've been able to do that for the last 2 years. I mean, this is our job, but that's, you know, why we're taking a break. I'm only ever brought into these videos when we talk about money. Have you noticed? What do you think? What does that mean? Should I be insulted? We're here to talk about money. Bring the accounts lady, Jess. I'm not the accounts lady. I'm the head of marketing.
Let's not psychoanalyze it anymore.
If I don't overanalyze, who am I?
So not only did they paint the windows and paint the outside of the house, they also painted the green in our new room. And in exchange, I am going to build them a wardrobe. And I'm a little bit excited about it because it gives me a chance to work on something that isn't my house. Kind of like the recent episodes where I've been working on building sites. The pressure's off. I'm not making decisions. I'm just turning up, all right, what are we building today? And you get a sort of new boost of energy when you do it that way. Here, we have to think about every single aspect of the project. And Jess and Glenn have a house that they're renovating as well. And they said it was like a nice little break being able to paint our house rather than working on their house all the time. The thing is, we all still like the building and renovating process. It's not like a burden to actually do the building. That's fun. But when it's your own place all the time, it gets a bit much. And let's be honest, our generation have all bought crappy houses at inflated prices that all need a lot of work. So rather than slogging away on our own individual properties, why don't we get together and help each other out? Speaking of helping each other out, we need your help with our garden.
Oh, this garden's just such a mess and we feel completely overwhelmed. The layout doesn't really make sense. We want to change with the veggie gardeners. We've got areas we don't use. We want to plant fruit trees. We just get so overwhelmed by it that we end up doing nothing. Any landscaping design advice would be amazing because we're just completely overwhelmed and that's why nothing's been done. And it would be great to have it looking nice for spring.